excited for our featured readers tonight. We have visiting poet Diana, and we have Julie and Heather, and we're super excited to have all of them here. We're going to start off with Julie Kantor, whose bio I have right here. Julie Kantor is a PhD student in American Studies at the University of Texas at Austin, where she works on effect, non-representational methodologies, reality television, vision, and Texas-type football. Her poetry has been published in Boston Review, A Public Space, Maggie, Los Angeles Review of Books, Quarterly Journal, and others. Her chapbook Land was published by Dikembe Press in September 2015. Her work was translated into Ukrainian for the Anthology of Young Poetry of the U.S., published in Ukraine in September 2016. Julie.
Thanks for having me. It's really nice to be reading with Diana. I haven't seen her.
5 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 4 or 5 years.
We're old.
Yeah. I'm gonna read some poems from my book, and then some poems from a new series I've been working on. It's from my book Land. It's just a series of poems by numbers. 4. We don't reconcile by principle, turn up whichever way is, and intake reflection off every surface that gives back to us light that we used to lather for in rows, now through panels, then lenses. The single can only produce a limited number, so we'll group installations together. All changes from all this hour. We're hurt for the first time in our lives of history, so only I'll buy returnable material and we'll say, make this new again, right again and new, even if the end of the edge is where we'll start construction off into where there is nothing on the under. Close them up and just try to think what you can about feeling. If we fall off into the water, the sun will be too far south and dead to break our swim into days. Then nights when we'll rest and take it all in. 9. Waters flush north under concrete and steel, rods down planted, now dry cracks through road we drive over, see red lines run lengthen out from blue sky and darkening, say, let's trace this back to where the sun doesn't even want us with it. Beam bridge can't take us across all the way without drop before we stand safely or span the lens end to its own mirrored opposite. Those could be our feet on the ground, but we ride this straight across the dividing line where train tracks alongside planes lead away from and hear the river call us down. Would one body's dead weight be enough to pull us into it? First think we tie ourselves with knots we won't learn the names of, but tangle is thick with width and waters feel enough for loss of. And if we can't sustain with just us, then we shouldn't have to begin with. 18. This is not enough for us to know we are alive, and if this tells us nothing of what is, arms out directly in front, ready for a root grown up from lower to trip us, bring faces to ground, hit all at once on dirt sullied with lithics, cuts of unconnected and spread hexagons to mark us, say, as long as we never stay still again, we are still, but never meet on. Offer other to suffer through separation together, think with transition from worship of object to abandonment altogether. We don't have to pay any attention to where we're going as long as we agree always we will never get there. 19. We once got in where we can't get out and quest for the coast after coming down our sides. Everything on our bodies burnable, even that we can arrive here. Can't bait with live or dead and stand where earth coalesced from material around the sun, struck by planetesimals shortly after. Cosmic dust grains collide and stick to, we're larger. The longer we stay on thin soils and here retreat into boreal, a braid divide that sends these waters in different directions, wills us to go one or other. But if we think our mouths to ground and muskeg say, we'll hear each other again, there'll be another time. Swallow the nutrients and slow grow cloud fed, isolate ourselves from us and our surroundings, take it from here and leave us alone where we found it. 20. Motion only with eyelids when desperate, waterlogged with rain water predominant over what comes up from ground. We learn to live under blanket, tolerate little to no nourishment, blend into evergreen expanse when we posture in a drier pause. We try to stay in the system and adapt like orchids, endanger ourselves like cranes paired off in breeding season, drawn to whatever runs inward, but feeling all else outward, and think the plan from beginning wrong, that we tried our hardest, but still not enough. Grab moss anchored in sedges, but float over water, walk on the surface, and cause all trees to sway desperate in a violence of anywhere else. These are from a new series called Sick Fantasies. 1. To have fantasy you found in one entire swaths of skin and Vaseline slide into any opening. Through you we turn end of world words to suffixes when already bottom, already happened. On the floor, face down, forehead with angle made, back limbs stuck in metal rims. What was in the way collapsed anyway through whatever is available for you, which is the limits of what I give to you. And with the refusal to lose, I have none. I detail every event and emails I send because I can. Everything as it did and care little about your feelings. Remember, only about your feelings. 2. We torture to break out of us the torture that not housed in sockets and heads. You call me a liar, all up in control. We're not out of just yet, and my vigilance already exhausted you. This body's been used before, in ways it does not want ever to talk again. And who owns this house? We think of want instead of where the good comes from. Give me relief. Give me something to hold on to. You think you're a spirit. You're not a spirit. Surrender. Waste all time thinking, and this is the way to think, opposite of the other. You will die if I kill you. All I'm telling you to do is to. You can go. 3. How will you know what to destroy if I don't explain it exactingly first? The best way to take care of something is to kill it. Form cavern above ground with no marking intrusion, and with foundation vanish, we bring in the filler from elsewhere, solution by that which did not come to have already been there. Sinkhole at the center, I don't know of afterlife. For your sake, hell is New Testament and not of no exit. Vanish with all bodies and their decorations. These are not the gold of teeth we wring out for capital. The list has no bounds. Cavity into ground. Anything other than apology, because why ever the unnecessary? Be better than what majority when the system works for you and broken beyond system. 4. Limbs mold into what you stole, and the object taken gripping and statue to your uselessness. Tiptoe up next to you, wet lips tip against your lobe, is the sweetness I've been promising. Without any indication, I knew what that term meant to you for payback. In the blood now, it's inescapable, and hold on to the difficulty. We mean to keep from you what you need to be in failure position, and you fail us. Tell you every way we can that it's worthless you consider anything elsewise, that your body might not only be the sum of parts in motion against another body. 5. Now that you expose the activity of your eyes, peak prescient moment, coffee grind show, the grim reaper, connected all points you as not really seeing, not really facing the horrors whose genealogy is untraceable because genetic liveness, who gets to, never have to, acclimate to that content. I'm retaining body parts as I want or don't want to keep them for half of my pleasure, but mostly yours, and turn into white walls only coming out. Turn 3 when you're ready for figure's fullness, because now you're really ready for it. What the fuck world are you ready for that it's pushing the fourth wall? Fuck up, ready to burst at any second.